Hello, everybody. Hello! It worked.
We are live.
Yes.
And it is so good to see everybody. We are coming to you from beautiful North County, San Diego, and just enjoying our stay here back in the United States. First time back in the United States in about a year. And
yeah. It's been 50. Well, I came back in December for my mom's birthday.
Well, it doesn't
but
count.
you haven't been here.
Yeah.
So has it changed?
It has changed. Things are definitely changed. But we've got a lot of topics that we want to talk about during this live session. By the way, this is Chris. I'm Steve. We are EatWalkLearn. You know that already because you've tuned in live. But if you're not tuning in live, some of the things that we're going to talk about on this video are some of the kind of things that we look for in our traveling. As we have been traveling for 5 years now.
Is it?
We're coming
No.
on our 5-year anniversary.
No, our 6th year anniversary.
5. We're starting our 6th year.
Right, but isn't that our 6th anniversary?
No, it's 5 complete years.
No, 21 from 26 is 5. And now we're starting our 6th year, which would be our 6th anniversary.
Well, no, because like if we got married and 1 year after we got married, would that be our 2nd anniversary? Or
no, that would be our 1st anniversary.
So this is our 5th
anniversary of our 6th year of travel. We're
starting our 6th year of travel.
And we still love each other.
Immensely.
Imagine that.
We do. So if you're watching this live, we'd love to see your comments. And if you're not watching this live, what we're going to talk about is the kinds of things that we look for when we travel, as we've been traveling for the last 5 years, and how that's changed a little bit. And then we've got some other things that we're going to fill in along the way because we've really got some interesting ideas planned for the summer, and we might need your help on planning that.
So the first thing we need your help on is if you are watching, we see 3 thumbs up and 3 people on. We don't know if you can hear us. So we need some sort of love or thumbs up or speak louder or don't speak louder. And hi, it's Kate. Hey, Kate, can you hear us okay? Is everything good? Give us a thumbs up or a heart or a love or a something. Let us know that you're listening to us and you can hear us. So we're kind of new at this. Yeah.
So, we don't do a lot of live sessions like this. And one of the reasons that we're doing this live, frankly, we had a lot of videos stacked up because we've been traveling. We were all over Europe. And then we were on cruise ships for 33 days. And we wanted to get all of our videos ready. So I did a lot of editing back in January and February.
Yeah. So we're hanging out in Greece. Everybody's like, oh, Greece for the winter. Isn't that great? It was like work mode. We were in work mode for like 3 solid weeks before we left because we wanted to make sure we had videos queued up. So I think our last video, we're still sitting, like last Sunday's video, we're still sitting in Greece. Since that time, we have lots has happened since that time. So we're now in California. We're actually at my parents' house, which is kind of cool, hanging out with the rents. Actually, my stepmom.
Yeah. And so that's one of the things that we're going to talk about is, what do you do when you go back to the United States? And for us, it's family and friends. And it's really lovely to be here in beautiful, beautiful weather.
It was funny because we were talking with my stepmom last night. We're trying to plan our plans starting in January and all of the trials and tribulations of the things we're thinking about in relation to January and with the stuff going on in the Middle East and, all the things. Anyway, and she's like, well, why don't you just stay in the U.S.? And we're like, because we stay in the U.S. Like, why would we do that? I mean, because we've been to 50 states twice and we are really well traveled in the U.S. We've been to all the major cities. We've been to every single state. That's not to say that we've been everywhere and there's not places that we want to go in the States. I mean, like, I love Sedona. Sure, I'd spend a month in Sedona. I mean, why not? I mean, Sedona is beautiful.
Well, but we know the reason that we come back here is for family and friends.
Right. And so her point is, well, why don't you just come back and travel while you're in the United States? And we're like,
but
but I don't want to diss the United States. There's some beautiful places to travel, but our focus is to be elsewhere.
Yeah. There's two things that I look forward to coming back to the U.S. And I want to hear for any of your comments about things that you look for when you come back to the U.S. or whatever it is that you go back to. But one is our Amazon order. when
Stack.
we had a stack of boxes coming back. One of them is a brand new tripod. Yes, that I got for doing videos that
We're not using right
because
now.
we're using our computer. Because anyways, we didn't quite figure out how to get the phone. We'll get that figured out for the next time that we go live. But the other one is a little store that I call Dollar Tree, where I can get my. And this is not a commercial for Boston baked beans, but I love my.
But see, I'm not. I will have some of Steve's Boston baked beans. I'm not a big fan. So if he had gotten M&Ms or something, they'd be gone in one swoop. But he gets his Boston baked beans, and he's like a cat when his Boston baked bean. He brings you the treat, and you don't want to touch it because it's a rat. They're dead bird or something. It's like, oh, I'm not interested in your treat. And then he one at a time eats his little baked beans. His box of baked beans will last 2 weeks.
No, it will not last 2 weeks. And I got 2 boxes. So just in case the first one, disappears.
Do they not sell Boston baked beans anywhere else but the dollar store?
I don't think I've ever seen them. And so if you
all right, so what's your favorite thing? I'm sorry. What is your favorite thing at the dollar store? Go ahead or the pound store or the euro store or the whatever. Yeah, whatever it's called around the world. What's your favorite thing? Let us know.
But I also got a box of snow caps because
I don't like snow caps.
There's nothing like a good
perimenopause.
Don't make me call
perennials. No.
Paralina.
What are they called?
What are snow caps called?
Anyway, so Steve likes cheap chocolate. He's go to dollar store, get cheap chocolate. Me, the cheapest chocolate I'll eat is Lindt. Swiss Lindt.
See,
Linder.
We're having trouble with our words here. Coming back to the United States.
I need good quality dark chocolate, and I don't waste my calories and sugar on cheap chocolate.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about some of the things that we said we wanted to talk about, which is we kind of want to set up for you what we're doing this summer, but in the context of what do we look for when we travel full time, and doing this for the past 5 years. What we say is that we always search for 72 degrees, and 72 degrees is what we're looking for. Have we always been able to get to 72 degrees? No, we have had
okay. But to this point last year, you've been following our story. We're doing the Greek visas and all the stuff. And we decided to do something different last year, starting with getting our Greek visas. And by the way, for all of you who are asking about our Greek visa, so if you remember, we got the 1-year Greek visa. That was a piece of cake. We're still on the 1-year Greek visa. We're still in the process of getting the golden visa. We actually have evidence that it's actually moving because we got something from the lawyer the other day. They needed a copy of something. So we know it's moving. It's still in process though. As soon as it's finished and as soon as it's all done, we promise we will do an entire video on it. But anyway, because of that, we ended up saying we were going to stay in Europe for the winter. And Europe, there ain't no place in Europe that is 72 degrees. If you know some place in Europe that's 72 degrees, maybe Tenerife or maybe on the Canaries or something, maybe. But it's not going to be 72 for the whole winter. It might be for until February is not going to be 72. Anyway.
Well, and I thought, I was hoping we would get lucky and we would have, a seasonally warm and dry, winter in Greece. It turned out that all of Europe had a seasonally wet and cold.
Yeah,
and there was no
awful
place, and people were complaining, everywhere about flooding and wind and cold.
Yeah,
and we certainly had that in Greece. So
anyway, last year we said let's do something different. Let's stay in Europe for the winter, which means we were not going to be in 72 degrees. So we kind of took a little hiatus from our 72 degree reputation.
And we even rubbed salt into the wound by doing a Christmas market winter river cruise out of Vienna. So we were bundled up. If you saw those videos, you can watch that.
And it's just while you're watching, if you want to give us a little comment about where your favorite 72 degree place is in February.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so people are going to say Buenos Aires or Sydney or something. They're going to go South America.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, we did that, and for 4 or 5 years, we was Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, Southeast Asia. We went to Central America, so we stayed warm during the winter. This was the first time that we did that. But let's talk about what's coming up for us? We told you that we are in beautiful San Diego.
Yep.
Loving it. It's a little bit overcast today, but it was sunny.
May
just a few
gray.
degrees. And
May gray,
and
June gloom.
the temperature is like ideal. I mean, it is totally perfect and dry and comfortable. We are headed for not just short of a week. We're going to Hawaii.
Hello,
Darn.
Hawaii. I'm going to go see my high school roommate. I went to boarding school. And so hi, all the boarding school people. If you're a boarding school person, definitely call yourself out. Let me know what boarding school you went to. I went to one in Arizona. Anyway, so my friend, I haven't seen her since we were 14. And I haven't talked to her since we were 14. I mean, we've been on the phone. But anyway, so she lives in Hawaii and she invited us to her house for a week. So she said, the only thing you need to bring is hot popcorn from Trader Joe's and pistachio dark chocolate bark. So we went to Trader Joe's. I mean, $10 in groceries for a week in Hawaii. I think we're on a win-win.
Well, yeah, but it feels a little strange having a suitcase. Well, what's in your suitcase? Well, we've got popcorn,
and
but
it's from Trader Joe's. I mean, people understand that. What's your favorite Trader Joe item? I wonder how many people are going to put everything but the bagel.
$2 chuck.
But they don't have that anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
You just showed your
that.
age. Anyway, so the plan is we're going to Hawaii, and then we're going to Vancouver. We're originally going to Vancouver to do the World Cup, but then our daughter moved to Vancouver, and then we didn't get selected as volunteers to do the World Cup, but we're still going to Vancouver anyway. So we got a house sit there, and an Airbnb for a combined month of time. So we're going to be in Vancouver.
Yeah, and talking about 72 degrees, it's probably going to be a little bit short of 72 degrees in the month of June in Vancouver.
I don't know. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
So,
but that's okay.
So Kate says chocolate-covered raisins from Trader Joe's.
Oh.
I don't like chocolate-covered raisins.
I like
Darker milk chocolate. Do they make dark chocolate-covered raisins?
I don't think so.
Now,
So
see,
it's a
that I could go
strikeout for
for.
you. Yes,
I
two
could. If
strikes.
it was dark chocolate-covered raisins, I would probably like those.
See,
She says they're dark. Okay. We may have a date for dark chocolate-covered raisin party.
Yeah, I like raisins, and you don't like raisins.
They'd have to have chocolate on them.
Put chocolate on anything, right?
So anyway, we're going from Vancouver, and then we're going to New England. So my sister and my other daughter live in Portland, Maine. So we're hanging out with them for a couple of weeks. Also have a house over there. We're going to take care of my sister's dog so she can go take a little vacation, see my daughter. And we're going to take a road trip up to Prince Edward Island and Bay of Fundy on the East Coast.
Yeah, so we'll get Canada on both coasts.
Yeah. The Canadian Border Patrol is going to be like, what are you doing? And then we're going to Syracuse. We've got a son that lives there, just bought a house, so we're going to help him. Like Steve's putting on his paint roller. What's it called? Paint roller. Man, all these homeowner terms we don't know them anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to help the kids at the house. And then we're taking a cruise on Cunard from Brooklyn to Southampton. And then we have another cruise, right? We go right from that cruise to...
we're going to go in...
we're going to Sweden.
Sweden, yeah. A little town across from Copenhagen, right?
Yeah. So an hour east of Copenhagen, it's the kind of a commuter town for Copenhagen out of Sweden. So we found this fabulous 3-bedroom, 2-bath Airbnb right on the water in Sweden, and we can just take the train back and forth to Copenhagen. Yeah. So we're super psyched about that. We're there for the month of August.
Yeah, and that's, again, 72 should be perfect, right on the nail. So we're really looking forward to having some nice weather and really enjoying our Scandinavia summer, August, and then we go back to Germany.
No, then we do. We go to Cologne and get on another boat for another cruise,
for a river cruise. Yeah. So if you've ever done a Rhine river cruise, I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, especially out of Cologne. So if you have tips about Cologne or any other the typical stops along a river cruise on the Rhine, tell us what we should do. I think our boat has bikes on it, so it'd be great to be able to do some biking while we're along the Rhine.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. So anyway, kind of, that's kind of our summer. We don't want to get too far into, because we've got some other kind of things that are a little bit, we're not sure about. Although we are also eventually heading back to Greece. So if you ever are thinking about going to Greece, although we're probably not going to stay in January.
No. Well, we're going to be in Greece from October to December.
For sure.
And then
after that, we don't know. We don't want to talk about that because
oh
we
god,
just
you know what? If you have already scheduled your travel after January 2027, please tell us what you're doing. There's a lot of obstacles right now in scheduling travel east of Europe that we're really, really struggling with what to do with our time and where to go. So if you have an itinerary for January 27 on, share it, please, because we were going to go to India, and then we were going to go to Southeast Asia, and then we were going to go to Africa, but we're not going to get into it. Yeah. He doesn't want.
So I just want
seems like I got a list. We need to talk about the list. What's next?
Well, I know,
What's
but
next,
to talk
honey?
about things that we don't know about is like, well, why would we talk about something that we don't know?
Because maybe there's people that also don't know, and they're frustrated, and they're not knowing this, and they want to become simpatico with us.
We are pretty solid 6 months out, and some people we know that some people that are probably watching right now don't plan more than 6 weeks out, and I think that's pretty good that we're pretty solidly planned.
All right, what's next on the list?
Oh, so we were gonna segue because not on a segue, but we're gonna because we talked about the river cruise that we're taking in Cologne on the Rhine River in September.
First week of September.
We actually just got here by the way of 2 repositioning cruises. Yeah. So I mentioned this in the start. We've been on a cruise ship for 33 days. We started off with a repositioning cruise from Barcelona to Florida. And that was on Carnival, and it was like basically transportation. We made it. It
was a bus on the water.
It was. And then we got on the Norwegian Joy and went from Florida to Seattle. And you say, you know what, there's a lot of easier ways to go from Florida to Seattle, but we took 18 days on a cruise.
And we went through the Panama Canal. And normally we just get the cheap room in the bottom of the boat because we actually like inside rooms because they're dark and it's quiet and it's good for sleeping. And usually all we do is sleep and write when we're on the boats. We're not really into it. We used to really do all the activities, but now we're kind of like, we just want to write and get things done. Anyway, so on Norwegian, we actually paid for an upgrade on our room, and it was only like 150 or 200 bucks. But at the very bow of the ship on the 13th floor, there's forward facing rooms with windows forward facing, so you can see out over the bow. And going through the canal was fantastic. Yeah,
it was a great thing because you think you're going through the canal. Well, it takes a couple hours, right? No, it was like from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And there's so much to see, and there's a commentator, and there's so much history.
Yeah, and the narrator would come in on the television, so we just turned the television on, and we got all the narration. Yeah. In the meantime, we're looking out the front of the boat, all the people in the front trying, craning their necks to be able to see, and then they can't hear the narration very well. So that was worth the upgrade. So if you ever do an upgrade or the Panama Canal, upgrade to the front of the boat.
Yeah, and we had some interesting stops too. So that was an 18-day cruise, and so after 33 days, it was good to be on terra firma. And it's funny because the boat is always moving at night, right? And there's always the little rocking and shaking and the sound of and we don't get seasick, which is good. But then to go to sleep in a regular bed and it's quiet and it's not moving, it's kind of a weird transition.
Yeah.
To get my sea legs or my land legs back or whatever.
So somebody has commented that they heard the Panama Canal is running out of water because of drought. They didn't mention that to us.
They had a few years ago, I think it was 2019 or 2017, they had a really bad drought, and because that's what fills the lake, that fills the canals, the locks that makes the boats move. And of course, they need water for lots of things. Anyways, there were some restrictions back then, but now it's fine. Everything's back to normal.
Yeah, and they put in a new system, and they're recycling the water now too. It used to be that they would fill the locks, and then it was like, I don't know, 30 million gallons a day or something that just went out into the ocean. Yes. And now they're figuring out how to recycle that water. And so they've reduced the water by 35% or something. The numbers weren't that spectacular on the conservations and reduction, but every little bit helps.
Yeah. Anyways, highly recommend if you get an opportunity to take a Panama Canal cruise. It was awesome. Repositioning cruises are in April and October. We're kind of bucking that trend a little bit because we're taking our next cruises on the Queen Mary, which just goes back and forth across the Atlantic, back
Yeah.
and forth and back and forth.
Queen Mary or Queen Elizabeth?
The Queen Mary,
Queen Mary 2. Yeah. Got to
Cunard.
go to Goodwill and get some clothes for the Queen Mary
We
2.
are.
Get our fancy shoes and our fancy dresses.
It'll be a
fancy-
lot of fun. We did this once
Yeah.
before a couple years ago, and the to be on a cruise it just feels classy, dress up,
Dancing every night.
it's a week. It's seven nights. So
No stops, no
and no
port stops.
stops.
Just
So enjoy the cruise and enjoy the food and the
dogs.
They have dogs up on the poop deck.
People you can relocate with your dogs. Actually, it was really interesting. A lot of people that bring their pets on the Queen Mary, they're actually relocating to Europe, and the cheapest way for them to relocate their pet into England, because it has to come in on a boat, they can't fly in, I think, don't quote me, is to move it on to Queen Mary. And so it costs so you have to pay for your fare, which we paid $1,000 a person for a week for 8 days nonstop, $1,000 a piece. And then the dogs, it depends on the weight of the dog, but the average price is about $1,000 for a dog. They do cats too. Yeah. Anyway, so people, it's like a year wait list in order to get your pet on there. The people who, for jobs or whatever, they're moving across or they've expated.
I think there's a lot of reasons that people don't want to or can't take their pets on an airplane, and this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty a little hidden secret. So we started off by talking about what we look for when we travel, and we like good weather, and we think we're going to get that this summer. We think we've got that
maybe
nailed
not
down
today.
to have a good weather. Well, it's a little cloudy, but it's beautiful. What the other thing, and I think this has changed a lot for us over the last 5 years, is that we're looking for community, and community means family, friends, people that to be around that we like being with us. And instead of just going to the next waterfall and the next mountain and the next, church to see, we want to.
Can I show you something?
People. What?
Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open the doors. There's all the people.
Wow. I have never seen that ever. Before.
You bring me back to my house, I will bring up my entire childhood for you.
You had it, and it rhymed, and you had hand gestures.
Hand gestures a little bit. Has anybody ever seen that? Here's the church, here's the steeple, open the door, there's all the people. If you've seen that, tell me. Don't make me feel like I'm weird.
I'm being a little facetious here. I think I've seen that before when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah, but you had a temple. Here's the
It
temple.
doesn't rhyme.
Here's the pipple.
It doesn't rhyme.
Anyway, on to point.
So people, so we're here, and we are really enjoying being with family and being with friends. We're going to be doing that all summer long, and then the community just continues. We are excited to go back to Greece. One of the reasons.
But wait, before you, I'm sorry. Just excuse me for interrupting you, as I always do.
Yes.
So just yesterday we had community too. We got together with
Ryan
and Becca and Carolyn and Jim?
No.
Dean?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is so horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
our favorite people in the world.
Yeah. Anyway, we got together. They invited us, and they even made the reservation and everything. We all went out to brunch, and it was fabulous. And so it was just getting together with nomads. And Becca and Ryan, we've now gotten together with 4 times. So our nomad community, which is y'all, are our community as well. So, even if we go to a tiny town someplace and maybe we don't get engaged with the expat community or we don't know the language, nomads are coming through. And we have instant nomad community. So there's nothing better than the nomad community, even if I can't remember someone's name yesterday.
Right.
That's bad.
Oh,
that's bad.
We should have been ready for that.
Yeah. Oh, well. And they're not even because he's not on Facebook. And so it's her. And then she didn't mention. So I can't even cheat and go look. See, I have this problem. I have this problem because we meet so many people, and I love you all. And I don't I need a spreadsheet. Will you make me a spreadsheet of all the people I've met?
I would be happy to make you a spreadsheet because that's what I do in my spare time. Sometimes I just make up random spreadsheets of things that don't
Steve
even,
actually used to be a Microsoft Excel. What was that rank?
kind of like an expert teacher. I guess they're highest ranking for education for
But you
for
were,
Microsoft Office.
yeah. So he used to teach people how to use the whole Office suite, and he would have, and if you ever need a formula for a spreadsheet, he's not really good about making them fancy and pretty. Like, Rob Hillman does really pretty, fancy ones.
Yeah.
That are like nice to look at and artsy. He's just like function. I'm all about function.
And I like fixing other people's spreadsheets. Like,
So if you have a spreadsheet problem,
I'm like
send
a
it to Steve.
spreadsheet editor. It's like, no, you did it wrong. You need to do it like this. Anyways, so family and friends and community is something that is really, really important to us. And I used to say that, my big thing was natural beauty, which it still is. So it's just, I think it's just moved.
You just have to look at me every morning.
A little bit. And that's where I get my natural beauty from.
Every morning,
so my
he
fix
gets
of natural beauty.
100% with me every day.
It's so modest,
but you know what? Here's the problem with the natural beauty problem. Here's the natural beauty problem, and this is like first world nomad life problems. We have now been to a lot of the best natural beauty of the world. Okay, so of course, in the U.S. you've got the Grand Canyon, and you've got. God, you got a whole list of all the national parks. And then we've been to Iguazu Falls, and we've been to Niagara Falls. We've been to
just in the last 2 years,
Patagonia. We've been to Great Barrier Reef. We've been to the Outback in Australia. And beaches. Oh my God, have we seen beaches? And we've seen some of the most prettiest, all the islands in Thailand. And then the museums, we've been to all the museums, the Louvre and the Rickenmeiser, whatever, in
Kuchenhof.
And then Kuchenhof, Tulip. I mean, like, if someone put together a list of the top 100 prettiest things in the world, whether they're natural or they're architectural, there's a good chance we've been to them.
Yeah. And the point is, from my perspective, is when we started off, we had this mile-long list of here's all the places that we want to go to and all the things that we want to see. And, we mapped it out and planned it out over, a 5-year period of time in just about every continent. And we have, I don't want to say we've run out of places to go to, but it feels like we have just really done a good job.
We were in, I think it was Antigua last 2 weeks ago, and we're in a taxi, and we're going past the pretty view on the way from the ocean to Antigua. Is this river view? The river came into the mouth of the ocean or something, and the taxi driver was really, really excited to show us the prettiest view he's ever seen. And so we go by, and we were trying to be really super. Wow, that's gorgeous, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But see, this is the problem. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy. And if you try to compare, the local pretty spot with the international pretty spot, it's local's probably not going to win.
And that's the thing. It's like every day I want to look for the beauty in the world and look for something special, and we find it. We find it all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Even our backyard's pretty. So it's harder now to make a list of all the pretty things we want to see, because the ones that we naturally think of or we've grown up with or we've had experience with as we have decided on, doing this lifestyle, that list is kind of checked off. So we'll ask you guys, tell us something beautiful to go see, or something that you really loved, or architecture that you really loved, or maybe a hike that you did. And hiking. We've done some amazing hikes. We've done the Camino twice. We've done the Tongariro Alpine. We've done the 3 Capes. We've done a ton of hiking in the U.S. One hike in every state.
Did you mention the Fisherman's Trail?
The Fisherman's Trail.
The Portuguese coast.
I've done the Great Glen Way. So some of these like world-class hikes we've done. But what we're learning is there's a lot of secondary stuff out there that just doesn't have the marketing power that the primary stuff has. And it's just, it's harder to find, but it's going to be prettier.
Yeah. So natural beauty, very important.
Architectural beauty.
And architecture is something that I look for, that I just enjoy.
So we've got some choices.
much.
We've got Churchill polar bears. Oh, I don't
Polar
even know what
bears.
that is. Have you stayed in igloo in Lapland? Well, that's not 72
Lapland.
degrees. Lapland is not 72 degrees.
She wanted to this summer. Chris wanted to
And
go
I
to
still
the
want to.
northern Norway,
The Arctic, the Arctic zone.
above the Arctic Circle, to go snorkeling in the whatever, the North Ocean. I don't know what that is. I don't even know.
The North Atlantic.
With polar bears and
No, not polar bears. Starfish and sea urchins and seals.
I'm not kidding.
We're going to do it.
I'm not getting in the water.
Well, you can watch me. You can take pictures.
Okay.
And I've been to Easter Island, but Steve hasn't been to Easter Island. So that's definitely, we need to get to Easter Island too. Next time we're in South America, we'll get to Easter Island, because Easter Island is fantastic. Rapa Nui.
But you kind of have to go as you're going across the Pacific, right?
No, you got to get there from Chile.
Yeah.
Or you can do a cruise. Well, I cruised. When I went from Santiago, Chile to Easter Island to Tahiti.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of kept
moving. Yep.
So, okay. So we're, I want to kind of wrap this up a little bit, but there is still definitely one more thing that I wanted to talk about. And that is one of the things that is still top of my list of what I look for when I travel. And that is affordability.
Oh, you buzzkill.
I know. Well, that's my job. It's like, well, I don't know if we can afford going to.
No. We never say can't afford. We say, is there value? Where's the value?
Or how can we afford it?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, again, what I think.
Like Easter Island would be one that you got to figure out how to afford it.
Exactly.
Or the value. Exactly. Yeah, make it work.
Exactly. But we're going through this one thing now. And again, I don't want to get into all the details.
Oh, but no. But okay. I do want to ask you a question. We need help. We decided that we are going to chase globalist status next year. So Hyatt globalist status. So that's the highest level of Hyatt. In order to get it, you have to stay 60 days in 1 year in a Hyatt. So we're going to do that. And what we're trying to do right now is figure out where to book January and February for a Hyatt, so that we can knock out our 60 days. And we're going to use our Chase reward points. We're going to transfer those over. And we are trying to figure out where to do that. We don't want to go to Mexico, and we don't want to go to India, Southeast Asia, or Africa.
Wait. No. So see,
actually, we might do Africa. We might do Africa.
But this is the problem: is that we're trying to put too much conditions on it. So here, the question, question: have you gotten globalist status?
Yeah.
How did you get globalist status, and how do you use it once you get globalist status? Because my thing is, I feel like it's a little bit of the tail wagging the dog. It's like there's a property, and I could get a great deal at that property, but why am I going there?
Yeah, there's some places you just want to go.
So it's we're more like where we want to go there, and then we'll figure out our accommodations. This feels like backwards. It's like figure out your accommodations, and then you'll figure out what you're going to do.
We've done that before, though. Like we'll be on Airbnb and find a good. That's what we did in Sweden. We said find us a cheap property in Europe, less than $2,000. In 72-degree weather in August, and we found the property in Sweden.
Okay. All right. So again, that's the question: is globalist status? How did you get there, and what did you do once you got globalist status? And if you have any tips. About globalist status. See, we're really struggling with why we're doing it, why we actually want to get globalist status. Because a lot of people say the reason why they get globalist status is because they like you get club access at the hotel. When you get club access, you get free food, and when you get free food, you get free drinks. We're not big drinkers, so we're not. Getting a bunch of margaritas is not which some people enjoy. A nice glass of wine but that's kind of not our motivator. Yeah, we got to go beyond that as motivation. But
we're trying new things. So last year the try new thing was the experiment of getting the Greek visa. In 2027, our try new things is going to be chasing hotel status at Hyatt. By the way, hi John and Emily and Jackie and Don and Nomad Jim. Joe, he follows me on Substack. And all y'all, we really, really glad you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions for us, please put them in the chat. We'd love to answer your questions. If we don't get them to you while we're babbling on, we will respond after the video. We'll post the video, and then we'll respond in the comments after that. But if you have a particular question, now is the time to put it in the chat.
Yes. And we've got one more subject that I want to cover before we wrap things up in about 5 minutes.
Is that when I interrupted you?
And that's...
I interrupted you to talk about global Hyatt.
Well, no, because that leads into what we're talking about is that we just finished our 5th year of travel, which is how we started this live session.
Oh, you're going to talk about budgets.
We're going to talk. Yeah. And so this is the time when we kind of wrap up how much we spent in the last year versus our budget, because I guess I consider ourselves budget travelers, but travelers on a budget, if that makes sense.
We make a budget and we try to stick to a budget to travel now, but it's not necessarily a low number or a high number. It's just a budget.
Yes. And so things like getting globalist status as part of that is a way to make maybe our accommodations more affordable or something like that. But we're going to be sharing in the next couple of weeks our numbers and if we exceeded our budget or not. And Steve
and I are having this really, really intense off-camera conversation about the budget because
let's do it on camera.
Because we kind of Steve runs the numbers, but I kind of have an insight into whether we're on budget or not. And there's this one line item that we are debating, and we've been debating it now for a couple months. I mean, this is a long debate about whether or not that line item should be in the budget. Right. And I have a feeling, I don't know, but if we put the line item in, we go over budget. And we don't want to go over budget.
And this is one of those things, the Supreme Court has actually already made a ruling on this. They really have. They really have. Because
okay, Mr. Spreadsheet Accountant.
So it's which side of the bench that you're on. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about that. We always look for ways to do things just a little smarter and a little bit more efficient, even if we're splurging. And if we're doing something, like a river cruise, well, how can we do a river cruise for less money than other people do a river cruise?
Watch our video
and do it better. So we've got, we look at ways of doing things smarter and more efficiently. I just see the recommendation that we should go to Japan. Absolutely, Japan is fantastic. I actually have a good friend of mine.
Or maybe that's where they're going.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, not clear wild tree foods what Japan means. So tell us. All right, question. What's your favorite affordable European country, Eastern and Western? Wow. I'm looking to avoid Southeast Asia heat and humidity. All right, so is that Janet, I think is
on fire.
Janet or on fire. Okay. I wonder.
We have two different. I'll give you mine.
And and is it winter or summer, or do we have it doesn't matter. Okay.
I love Spain, although I don't want to be anywhere south in Europe in the summertime. One for the crowds, and two for the cost, and three for the heat. But Spain off summer season, and Greece. We keep going back to Greece.
Yeah, Greece. Well, so are those both Western? You could argue whether Greece is East or West, but okay. So East. So my
Spain
favorite Western is Portugal, for sure. I like Spain, but see the thing about Spain is I speak Spanish. I don't speak it well. I mean, every time I open my mouth, I make a mistake. But my Spanish is Mexican Spanish, and when I go to Spain, Spain is about Spanish like French. France is about French. Like if you don't speak it well, they're like, oh, please, just speak English. And so I always feel like I'm struggling in Spain when I shouldn't be struggling. But I do like Spain. I mean, there's a ton of things to do in Spain, and Spain is such a beautiful country. I mean, there's oceans and there's mountains and there's red rocks and there's beautiful cities and great museums. And I don't like the food in Spain.
Food can be kind of tough.
It's very hard as a vegetarian or a vegan.
If you like ham and eggs, you're good.
Yeah. And pork.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the ham. But anyway.
So thanks, Janet. Portugal is definitely my Western. And then Ireland's not considered Europe. I mean, it's in the EU, but it's not in Schengen. Dublin is definitely one of my favorite cities.
Europe.
But if we're talking about continental Europe, okay, so Portugal for sure, West. East, I'm going with Romania.
Yeah, we were in Romania last summer. Beautiful, beautiful country. Croatia is fantastic.
And then we did the Transylvanian Trail. We hiked for 4 days in Romania. We did a 2-week road trip. And then in that 2 weeks, we also hiked for 4 days on the Transylvanian Trail, which is the new. So if you're hikers, the Transatlantic Trail, it's a 1,600 kilometer trail that goes from the northeast corner to the southwest corner of Romania. And
Or
it's
the
kind
other
of,
way.
yeah, or the other way. You can go either way. And it's kind of like the Camino. So it's the Camino of Romania. And it was fantastic. There's bears, though. You got to watch out for the bears.
Yeah, but
They like pizza.
the signs are, to don't feed the bears pizza. And
Yeah.
it's like, if I got pizza, I'm eating it myself. I'm not going to give it to the bears.
Well, as long as I run faster than you, I don't have to worry about anything.
Yes, but see, I run faster than you.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, that's my joke.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So budget is always a concern.
But what's your
budget?
Is Romania your favorite Eastern country?
Oh, I said Croatia.
Oh, Croatia.
Which
well,
Central
so
East.
Split, Croatia is probably one of my favorite cities in Europe, and actually Croatia's got so much to do in it too, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
God, it is a beautiful country.
Jackie.
Sedona. So we've always said that if we were to buy a place in the U.S., it would be Sedona adjacent. If you know the Orm School, that is where I went to. If you're in Sedona, you might know the Orm School. That's where I went to school, the boarding school. It's exactly halfway between Phoenix and Flagstaff, in the Cotton Valley, Verde Valley, Mayer, Arizona area. So right at the foothills of Arizona. So beautiful, beautiful place. Not far, spitting distance to Sedona. So I've been to Sedona a bazillion times. Love it. Great place.
Yeah.
But my friend used to say, you could in Sedona you could swing a crystal and knock out 30 new agers. I thought that was funny. All right, any other questions? Otherwise, we're gonna say goodnight to you. Thank you very much for joining us. We love you guys. We say that all the time. Greeting from Louisiana. Have you been to Latvia? Yes. Oh my God. We were in Riga, Latvia 2 years ago, the entire month of August. We have a video about it. I think the video is called like Best Place in Europe in the Summer or something.
Like that, yeah.
So look through our video or stream. Loved Riga. We were in the Art Nouveau section up by the embassies. Got a place offline. We hired an apartment manager. Got a place for €2,000 for the 31 days, I think it was, and made a relationship with a bike shop and ended up renting bikes for the month. Made a great deal for us on bicycles, and we rode bicycles all over Riga and the surrounding areas of Riga. We were actually training to ride bikes on the Camino that September.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. And the weather was perfect.
Yeah, August in Riga, definitely. Which is why we're going back.
Estonia is right next door. I mean, if you go to Riga, you definitely want to go to Estonia. What was the city in Estonia? Tallinn. Go to Tallinn, and then Gdansk, Poland, which is right around the corner. All that little triangle. We didn't make it to Gdansk, but we did make it to Estonia, and we went up to Finland also. Gorgeous place for the summer. If you've got Schengen time and you're in Europe, do Riga.
That's it. That's the summer. That's the summer spot.
Yeah, that's the summer. That's the secret.
Yeah,
nobody's there.
Let everybody else go to Spain and Greece and to the beaches.
Nobody's in Riga.
90 degrees.
I mean, it's season, but and it's I guess it's still touristy and season and crowded, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, compared to anywhere else in Europe, and it's nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to say goodnight to you. My stepmom's on her way home. We've got to cook dinner. We went to Trader Joe's and we got all the fixins from Trader Joe's. So we even got, what's the bagel seasoning called? Everything but the bagel seasoning. What will we have for dinner tonight? Just seasoning.
Seasoning.
Gonna put it on your hair. Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, put them below. We will respond after we hang up if we missed you. And glad to see you. See you soon.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. All right. That went well.